Sup, Frolfers? I'm here at Marsh Pond Park in Stratford, Ontario, and I'm going to play a 9-hole course, but they have two different basket positions and 2 different tee positions. So I'm going to play 18 holes, 1 from each tee to each basket. So to start things off, I'm going to do hole 1 from the red tees to the silver baskets, and in the second round, I'm going to do the blue tees to the pink baskets. That way you get to see the whole course. So hole 1, I believe it is 140 feet. I'm not sure which one. They say position B and position A, and then on UDisc it's silver and red. So I believe the silver is the position B. So I'm going to be saying those tee distances. It's 140 feet. It's straight ahead just over that little hill. I'm going to go with an aquarion and just try for a little bit of a turnover shot. Yeah, like that. Perfect. So I forgot to mention, I have played this course before back in 2019 and 2020. 2019, it was just 9 holes. They didn't have tee pads. It was just bricks in the ground, and the grass was quite high, and it was very marshy. So it's hard to see where the tee pads were. And now it's improved considerably. Like, I am very impressed with what I've seen so far. Now, hole 2, I'm still going to the silver basket, which is the longer one this time. It's 243 feet. Gonna go with a reactor. Gonna try and hit something flat and high so that it crashes in. I think the pure hyzer would not get there, but I always have trouble with the flat shots, so we'll try that today. Oh, that is not flat enough, but it is wide open out there. I'll have a very long putt. So hole 3 is 269 feet to the elevated basket. You can see the little blue stand that the basket's on out there. I'm going to throw a theory, and there is something really funny about this hole. This might have been my first ace. I came here in 2019, and I had to throw left-handed then because my right shoulder was all buggered up. And I came to this hole, and I couldn't find the tee pad, so I picked a spot where I thought it was based on the tee sign, because the tee sign was in between the blue pad and the red pad. So I went to where I thought the red pad was, and I got a hole-in-one. And then later I found that I did not tee off anywhere near where the tee pad was. I was off by like 100 feet. The hole was way easier and shorter than it should have been, so I can't call it an ace. But it is a funny story. Anyway, I'm going to go with the theory. I'm going to try and hit this gap and get it to slowly drift over to the right, closer to the basket. Yeah, I hit all those trees. It's very short. I needed a little bit more outside, but I didn't trust it enough. So a very long putt on an elevated basket. I think the smart play is to lay up. Yeah, I'm going to lay it up. But just for fun, we'll see what happens if I do a step putt. Oh, that wasn't bad either. Hole 4, it's 191 feet, and this is where the 2 different tee pads, 2 different baskets gets confusing, because I can see a lot of baskets, and I wasn't sure which one it was, so I had to walk up. You can kind of see the red basket, and it's just past it, tucked in further on the right. It also looks like there's a Mando on the big tree saying that you have to go to the left. I will not know all of the rules for this course. There were no Mandos the first couple times that I came here, so I'll be learning them as I play. I think the plan here is just to hang something out to the left where it's safe with the PA5 and have it cut back in right and try and fight through the trees. So that is going to be the play. I'm just going to aim out to the left, have it carry right, and hopefully get through everything. Because the branch cover is pretty low. You have a low ceiling shot, and the wide open hyzer is not allowed, so makes it a bit tricky. Oh, that went way too straight. That's not where the basket is. Oops. So that's the basket I was supposed to be going for. That's my disc. And these are the 2 baskets that I'm the closest to, so mistake on my part. Another very long putt, the Forest City Frolfer Special. If I fixed my drives, I wouldn't need to be making 60-foot putts all day. That was a good effort, I can't complain. If disc golf was like a video game and you had like a signature ability, I think mine would be always being close to my putts, but also always missing. Hole 5, 246 feet straight ahead, a couple little trees in the way. I'm going to go with a hyzer flip on the theory. I've been really wanting to get this back in the bag. I replaced it with the Detour because they put this out of production, but I love this disc. So it's going to be in the bag for at least a couple days. I'm just too afraid of losing it. But I'm going to try the hyzer flip, try and get it just over so that it floats into the basket. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty much exactly what I wanted. Easy birdie. So hole 6, going to the silver basket still, 183 feet. There is a Mando on that like bundle of trees on the right. Looks pretty straightforward. I got a bit of a tailwind. I'm just going to throw the Aquarion, try and get it close. All right, that'll work. So I thought that started to look a lot like an island. So I looked up. I took a picture of the main tee pad thing at the start, and that is 100% an island green, and I missed it. I went just past it by about 2 feet. So now I have a putt from, I think, here. I'm not entirely sure where the drop zone is. It looks like it's just past the Mando in between the two trees. And there's a nice route here, so I'm going to go from here. And now for par. And I'll take a bogey. That's an unfortunate bogey to take. I would have played that a little bit differently if I'd been paying attention. Hole 7, there is a Mando around the power pole, and it is straight ahead, but there's a tree in the way, so you got to do like a big turnover or a force over or a forehand. There's been quite a few forehand friendly shots so far, so kind of missing out on that. I am going to throw the Aquarion on a force over. I think it's easier to get the distance right than it is forcing over the PA5, and I've got a really strong tailwind right now. So if I throw a flippy disc, I need to throw it a lot harder to get it to turn the way that I want to, and then I won't get the distance right. So I'm going to go with this. I'm going to try and force it over. Yeah, that wasn't close. Need to be way more inside. I should have done the exact same shot that I did with the Aquarion, but used the PA5 instead. I think I would have been parked. I'm actually closer to the red basket. A little too straight. But no problem. So hole 8, 428 feet. Looks like there's two triple Mandos, one right at the start of the tee pad, which might come into play on the long tee pad, and then the second one with all of the fancy, it looks like a turkey during Thanksgiving stuff on it. I think the smart play here is just to throw a mid-range, get close to the entrance of the next triple Mando, and then pitch up under the basket. It is a par 4. I kind of want to try going for it, though, so I'm going to throw a crave on a hyzer flip and try and get through the double Mando. I think that'd be super cool. And then have a very easy upshot for birdie. And it turns out I laid up. All right. All right, now I'm left with too much of a low ceiling shot to really go for it. I think it's forehand roller time. I'm going to play stupid and aggressive instead of just laying it up. Oh, we'll call that a layup. So I can finally see the hole 8 basket. I thought it was the silver one over there. And now I have to decide between throwing a forehand upshot or a... Oh, yeah, this shapes up a little bit better. You know what? I want stability. Perfect. Always use a mini. Hole 9 looks like a pretty easy par 4. It's 472 feet straight ahead, and there's no catches. So I'm just going to throw a Wraith as far as I can. Just because I haven't thrown this disc in a while. I probably should go Thrasher, just get a little extra distance and be more to the right, because I think the right's a little bit more open. But I want to throw this Wraith. It's been too long. Used to be my favorite disc. That's exactly what I want. I need to throw this disc more often. That was fantastic. It still has a lot of stability to it, so you can trust it on any release, but it just like goes. It's just such a fun disc. So about 100 feet short, maybe a little bit more. Just got a layup. I don't trust my layups at all. I'm gonna throw a different disc. I was gonna jump putt it, but that tree on the is just a little too close to the right side. There we go. I still haven't practiced my upshots, but I just to focus a little bit more. Ah, the mini. Front nine recap, -3. I think is pretty respectable considering this is basically a new course. It's so different from the like my previous playthroughs. Now we're on to the blue tees and the pink baskets. This is hole 1 again. It is 189 feet. Gonna go with the Aquarion, and I think the play here is just to hit the hill and skip up, and then you have a very easy putt. So I think that's just going to be the play. Yeah, I like that. These pink baskets are super nice. Hole 2 of the blue, it's 232 feet straight ahead and kind of framed nicely by the trees. I want to try throwing an envy here just on like a turnover shot. I think that would be, or a flex shot. I think that would be a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm gonna try it out. That was perfect. I should throw those more often. I left it short. I thought it was parked. I love these baskets. That would have splashed out on anything else. That was not a great putt. I hit way weak side. 2 birdies, I'll take it. 353 feet way right. I don't know where the basket is. I think the play here is just to hit the gap and have something drift over. It's a fairly strong headwind, so I'm going to go with the D2. This has been very flippy for me lately. I just try and hit the gap and have it carry to the right the whole way. I think that'll put me in a decent position. Oh no! That was really bad. I second guessed my release angle as I was walking up and just put it in the dirt. I was going to do too much hyzer, and I was worried about coming way out here. And I was like, oh, just like straighten it a little bit, and I threw it right into the dirt. I can finally see the basket. It's just behind the tree, behind the standing basket. So I'm going to throw a theory out in the open and have it carry over into it. Oh, no, I forced that over. All right, this is looking like a bogey. That was 2 very bad throws. Somehow, some way, I still have a putt. Not an easy putt. Man, that would have been so cool to save par there. Hole 4, 215 feet straight ahead. This is like the perfect forehand skip shot if you have it. I don't. It's 215 feet. So I'm going to do something really dumb. And instead of trying to do a forehand that I know I can't do, I want to do a good forehand roller. I think if I get it straight and I somehow dodge those trees, it'll be close. If I hit those trees, then I'll have a layup for par. I just need to avoid the Mando, but that's pretty far out of the way. Oh, that turned over too fast. Needed more angle. That was terrible. Yeah, that was a pretty bad throw. I chickened out. The Mando came into my head. I was like, oh, if it carries the whole way, I'll miss the Mando. And then I like put it too straight. I needed to just commit and hit the same angle that I'm pretty confident in, and just let it do the work. Stop trying to force things over. Now I'm stuck with the forehand upshot, which I don't love, but it's doable. And it's there. Missed my line completely, but I trusted the disc. Hole 5, U-Disc says it's 284 feet. It is somewhere straight ahead. I can't really see it with all the trees in the way, but I think I'm going to have to throw a big hyzer around everything. So I'm going to go with the Tesla, a new addition to the bag after I got an ace with it. And Let's go for Monster Hyzer and try and get somewhere close. Oh, wow. I think I'm left. I don't know how close that is. I lost track of it. So I had the right idea. The wind just bullied that a little bit, and I think I hit something. Wind is really starting to pick up, too. Straight into the tree. Hole 6, 207 foot, and this is an island hole, and I know that now, and I don't think this shot's possible with a backhand. I think you need a forehand for this shot. There's a Mando around that tree on the triple tree, and then I have to go like almost 90 degrees to the right and somehow land in the island. The only shot I have is with a PA5 turnover, and I need to hope that I hit the logs. That's really the only way that this happens. If you could throw, if the Mando wasn't there, there would be a really tough line. It's still very challenging. So I don't think the Mando is necessary for the red tee on this hole, but that's personal preference. Yeah, that's not going to work. I think I'm wrong about the island again. I looked back at the map, and it's one big island. So if you land on the left side, you should be safe for the right side. I didn't know that. I thought that they were both separate. That changes everything. So it's still possible right-hand, backhand, but you have to lay up to the silver basket, which I didn't do, and I didn't land in it. I was about 2 feet short again. So now I have a jump putt to lay up, and then I got to tap in another bogey. The stool of shame. Hole 7, 285 feet, and a crazy tee pad. You got this super low ceiling and a Mando right off the bat, so you're pretty limited with where you can throw it. I'm going to try an H7 on a hyzer flip and just try and get it towards the red basket. Now, there is a tailwind here, so the H7 might not flip all the way over. So, really, I'll be happy if it just gets somewhere close. Yeah, it didn't flip at all. Oh no, I let the wind grab that. Saved it. That was not a good putt either. All right, hole 8, the signature Turkey Mando hole. It's 432 feet. Smart place to lay up, but that's no fun. Gonna go Thrasher on a hyzer flip. Hope the headwind keeps it fairly straight, and then I can get most of the way down there. And I threw it straight into the dirt again. All right, I am very out of position. That was not a good drive. Now I pretty much need to lay up or try and hit the Mando here. The Mando's so low ceiling that it's very hard to get a backhand around it. That'll have to do. Still some work to do. And I gave myself more work to do. That was... There we go. Saved a par. Final hole, 580 feet. It is a par 4, and I'm ready to let one rip. Gonna go with the Thrasher. And there are kids in the way, but I don't think I can throw that far. Can't. That wasn't very far. So I've got a bit of an upshot left. Probably 220, something like that. And I have that little tree that's just in the way, so I can't go straight at it. I got to do a little bit of a turnover at it. That's not gonna have the distance. I needed to commit more. All right, long putt to finish the round for birdie with a birdie. Log is slightly in the way, but whatever. That's how you do it. So that's Marsh Pond Park. It's a fantastic 9-hole. I'm like really impressed with this. Because like when I came back in like 2019, 2020, it was fun, but it was like a really short like par 3 course, and now it's like they have Mandos, island holes. I think it's a little confusing for your first time coming here, but now that I've played through it and seen everything, I think it makes sense, and I think it'd be a lot more fun. Now that I know what I'm doing and I'm not screwing up the island every time. I think the Mandos are in good spots for the most part. I think a lot of the shots are very low ceiling, and this would definitely be a good place to practice forehand. I think there's a lot of shots that shape up perfectly for like that low power, like skip shot forehand. I think you do very well to practice it here. Yeah, I think it's fantastic. I'm gonna go fishing in St. Mary's now and hopefully catch a giant darter.